Welcome to this product video on Teamscope. In the following minutes, I'm going to give you a quick view into our platform. Teamscope is a secure and easy to use data capture application for clinical research. And we make it easy for researchers to achieve the following 4 things. The first one is to build their clinical studies without programming knowledge required, and to invite their patients and researchers to help them out with data collection. The second is to collect data while they're on the go with their mobile, iOS, and Android app. Third, they can analyze their data in real time with their web interface. And last but not least, they can assure that their data is at all moments secure with our infrastructure. The Teamscope platform has 2 parts to it. The web interface that allows you to manage your studies, and the mobile application which allows you to do data collection for your studies. So I first enter my passcode, and this is one of many measures that we take to keep your data on Teamscope secure at all moments. And as you can see, we have already collected some data with this trauma registry. And you're seeing my data entries and the data entries of another researcher in this study as well. If I tap on my colleague's data entry, I can now see the data that she collected before. And if I go back, I can now enter new data for this study simply by tapping on the plus button at the top right-hand corner. The app now shows me the forms that this study has in it. In this case, it has only one. So I tap on my form, and now I can do data entry. So let's say that we have a patient whose age is 16 years old. And here we're seeing immediately one of the features of our app, which is the ability to have data validation and warning messages within your forms. In this case, this patient must be referred to a pediatrics unit. And I will enter his gender and save as it is for the sake of time. So now the data is synchronized with the cloud. And that's Teamscope on your phone in a nutshell. It gives you the possibility to view your forms and to enter new data with the app. Secondly, I will now show you how the web interface works. And there are some important parts to it, like the analytics tool, which allows you to analyze data as it's being collected. And if I want to create a new graph, I simply click on Create. I select the graph type, for example, bar graph, the form that I'll be using for the data plotting, the field, let's say that I want to see the gender distribution in the study, and the time filter. In this case, no time filter. And I click on Create. This gives me right here the gender distribution for the study. And just to show you how dynamic this can be, if I were to do new data collection, so by tapping again on the top plus button and on the form that I want to use, let's say that we have a female patient whose age is 58. I click on Save, and if I refresh my graph right here, we see that it's been updated. So that's to give you a feel of how dynamic this can be and powerful when you're monitoring your data in real time. Secondly, I want to show you the forms functionality of the form building on Teamscope. We have in this study already one form, which is this patient form. And if I open it up, I can see the fields in this form. So if, let's say I want to add a new field in this form, and let's reuse this one right here. So I've duplicated right below the gender field, and let's say I want to have patient initials, and we will be using a text field for this. Now I don't want it there, I want it all the way at the top. So I just simply drag and drop, and I drag and drop again. And now we have patient initials at the top of the form. I save this, and when I go back on my form and pull down on this list to force refresh of my form design, and tap on the plus button, I will see now my form updated. As you can see, patient initials is now the first field on this form. Lastly, in this video, I want to show you the query management feature on Teamscope. And one of the important features on any platform that is compliant with good clinical practice is the ability to not just validate data as it's being collected, but also isolate those issues on a single table. Previously, I had entered that patient whose age was 16, and as you can see, a query was fired off. And we can isolate this within our data and resolve it if that issue was resolved. And if I were to create, let's say, a new patient whose age is 5, and I'll save it as it is, you can see that we have a new data query. So that is Teamscope in a nutshell. If you want to try out Teamscope for your upcoming study, simply go to our website, click on Request Demo, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thank you.